and welcome. My name is Dr. Mark van Rijmenam, also known as the Digital Speaker. I am a strategic futurist, which means that I think about emerging technologies and how they change organizations and society. I live and breathe cutting-edge technologies to help Fortune 500 companies understand these new innovations. Every year I write a trend prediction of what I think that will happen in the next year. And I've done this now for 12 years in a row, and 2024 is of course no different. So in this brief video, I will discuss my 10 technology trends that I foresee for 2024. And I can give you one thing, I can tell you one thing, that 2024 is going to be a truly exciting year. Of course, 2023 was a paradigm shift. So much has happened within 1 year that it often looked like that the world changed on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis with new innovations being announced. 2024, I don't think will be any different. And we will see a continuation of this rapid iteration of new technologies, the convergence of different technologies, and that will fundamentally change our society this year. As you can see, I have 10 trends ranging from humanoids that will integrate with large language models to autonomous weapons that will come our way. So let's dive straight in. So every year I give the year sort of a name, sort of a slogan of what I foresee for the next year. And for 2024, I've called it the shift from science fiction to science reality. Because I believe that a lot of the things that we have seen in the past years on science fiction will become reality in this year. And that, personally, I think that's truly exciting to see what is going to happen and how this will impact our lives, how it will impact our daily lives, our work, and our social life. So let's dive into the top 10 technology trends for 2024. I'm going to start with the first trend, which is all about the integration of humanoids and multimodal large language models. And as a result, in the past years, we've seen many new robotics coming our way, from the Atlas robot by Boston Dynamics, but also Tesla Optimus, especially Tesla Optimus number 2, as well as very advanced robotics that are able to really show emotion, such as the engineered arts Ameca, which exhibit facial recognition and emotional expression. Now, what I foresee in 2024 is that these robots, these humanoids, will be integrated with multimodal large language models, which will give them the ability to have auditory and visual perception. And of course, that will make them a lot more useful within our daily lives. It will be able for them to move around in our home, in our work, etc. And just a couple of weeks ago, we saw the Aloha, which was an open source model of a robot that could do, I think, like 30 odd or so household chores, and that is already available now on the market, or in development and research, but it shows that this is becoming possible. And I think this is absolutely fascinating, because in a lot of different industries, from logistics, in terms of warehouse operations, but as well as home assistants, where we have the robotics Pepper, which offers a versatile home assistant, as well as professional and personal roles such as the Tesla Optimus 2, which are designed for various environments. These robots are coming our way, and the interesting is to see what the societal impact will be of these humanoids that are becoming more integrated into our daily lives and will potentially redefine manual labor as well as caregiving roles. Now, of course, this all results in all kinds of ethical and legal discussions. The emergence of humanoids' rights, the responsibility that raises when there's a sort of a new species that are coming into our way. That requires new ethical frameworks. So, interesting thing is that in 2024, humanoids will be integrated with multimodal large language models. And that will give them a new way to move around in our world and help us in all kinds of both business and private roles. So let's move to the second trend, which is the intelligent applications and the Internet of Things. Because these large language models, obviously, they're not going away anymore. And they are now a strong part of our society. And what we will see happening in 2024, that I think that a lot of the Internet of Things devices, which we call smart devices, but really, let's be honest, in the past years they were pretty dumb. These devices will now become truly intelligent, so to say, because you are able to talk to it. You are able to have a conversation with your toothbrush. Well, that might be a bit challenging, but you will be able to have a conversation with your light bulb to discuss ideas and to brainstorm whatsoever, or even with your fridge while getting something from the fridge. And that's actually quite interesting, because for the first time, I think in 2024, we will have a chance to have, to talk to our devices in a very natural way, instead of using these devices through an app or whatsoever. One of the big drivers behind this is the development again of these large language models, but also large language models that are able to operate on device. And of course, I am talking about the patent from Apple, where they have managed to run advanced large language models on device on an iPhone, which is quite exciting. What I also foresee is obviously the rise, almost I could say explosion of AI wearables. We have the Humane AI pin, we have the Rabbit, which was announced, but I don't believe that AI wearables will become a resounding success in 2024. Yes, they are a gadget and they are a gimmick, and probably the innovators in this world will start to use them and experiment with it. But I think it is too early for the masses to take on these AI wearables, because we are still too addicted to our phones, to our screens. And I think if you want to really ditch the smartphone, it needs to be replaced with something like advanced smart glasses that we can use, that we can interact with in a more natural way than using an AI device that doesn't have any screens and that solely relies on our voice. Great gadgets, but I don't think they will necessarily become a mass market adoption in 2024. What we also see happening is that the automotive industry is embracing these large language models. We have Geely, which created an in-vehicle large language model infotainment system, which could potentially transform autonomous driving when that becomes commonplace. We will see in 2024 a lot of these devices integrating with large language models and making them really intelligent applications that you can talk to. And of course, that will have a big impact on our daily lives. It will allow us to streamline tasks, make interactions with them, have personalized conversations, and even have these devices become anticipatory, which I think is quite exciting. So the future outlook of these devices, of the integration between large language models and the Internet of Things, will create devices that understand our needs, that we can have a conversation with, and that will make our lives a lot easier. Now, the third trend is something that I deeply worry about. And we are moving from a digital reality to a fake reality. And that is very problematic, because in 2024 is the year where we have 60 elections around the world. 4 billion people are voting. That is the fact that we can now so easily create a fake reality is quite problematic. The game engines such as Unreal Engine 5.2 now, they are becoming so advanced that we can create near hyper realistic videos where it becomes really, really difficult to distinguish it from the fact that it is fake and that it is not real. In 2023, we saw these examples of mid-journey images where Trump was arrested, a pope in a white puffer jacket, and an attack on the Pentagon. I can foresee that in 2024, these images will become a lot more realistic. They will become videos where it becomes difficult to distinguish whether it's fake or real. And that, of course, is going to have a big impact on society, especially in these elections. Deep fakes raise serious issues around misinformation, especially in the political context, like manipulated speeches or the impersonation of celebrity or politicians or candidates. So that is quite challenging. Now, fortunately, there are some countermeasures. Startups like TruePic to develop digital authentication technologies to combat deepfake threats. OpenAI has just released their approach to the year of 2024 of how we can combat misinformation with these large language models. But I can almost guarantee that the impact on politics, on democracy, will be significant this year, and it will be used. Generative AI will be used in political campaigns around the world, and its implications for the democratic integrity are very, very serious. Now, of course, as a society, we need to find a balance between the innovation and the ethics of how we can use this. And we need to ensure that the technological advancements in AI and deepfakes do not undermine the transparency and the truth, which is so important. So, in 2024, we'll have a significant challenge when it comes to misinformation, because these tools are available to everyone, and also because we have rapid developments in the open source of large language models. So this is a serious concern due to, as I said, to the record number of elections that we have, and there's a real need for regulation of these technologies, which unfortunately will be quite challenging. So I think it becomes important for us, consumers, to become more educated, better understand, and become more careful when we see something online, because unfortunately 2024 will be the year of deepfakes. It will be very, very difficult to trust what we see, read, or hear online. Now, my fourth trend is something that's very dear to me. My fourth book was all about this, Step into the Metaverse, which was published a year and a half ago. And in that book, I already discussed the enterprise metaverse, because I think the enterprise metaverse is really the driving force behind this virtual world, this digital world that we are creating. And in 2024, we'll see the enterprise metaverse really contributing to the augmented workforce. And we can see this happening, especially now with the upcoming launch and availability of Apple's Vision Pro, but also other companies are actively working on this. Magic Leap just got $590 million of funding from Saudi Arabia. So there's a lot of stuff happening here, and the enterprise metaverse, where we have like digital twins, where you can interact with physical assets or systems, or even systems of systems, or where we can have designers collaborating on, let's say, designing a new car, regardless of where they are in the world, where they don't need clay models anymore, but they can actually operate within a virtual world and interact and design and work on it. I think that is absolutely fascinating. And in 2024, this will be advanced, this will be sped up, especially due to the convergence of AI and AR. So the convergence of artificial intelligence and augmented reality, where these enhanced experiences in the augmented environments for like training assistants, data visualizations, and in combination with the integration with digital twins, we'll have like immersive environments where we can interact with products, systems of systems, and this will help us to optimize a lot of the business processes within our organization. And I truly believe that the convergence of AI and AR, bringing in together the enterprise metaverse, will become a paradigm shift for collaboration, where it becomes possible to really redefine how we work together and how we make data-driven decisions. Now, so for 2024, the enterprise metaverse and augmented workforce will point to a more connected, more efficient workplace, leveraging both artificial intelligence and augmented reality to enhance productivity and innovation. My fifth trend is focused on the convergence of AI and quantum computing, which is very, very exciting, because these both very, very powerful technologies are going to reinforce each other. I think that in 2024 we will cross the 5,000 qubit barrier, which will indicate a significant advancement in computational power. And just at the start of this year, researchers have achieved qubits that could operate at room temperature, which is a significant advancement necessary to create quantum computing that can be used in daily life. Now, obviously, a lot of companies and research institutes are working on this. We have the big tech companies, Google, IBM, as well as Chinese institutions, as well as university contributions from MIT, Caltech, ETH, Zurich. They really drive research in quantum mechanics and algorithmic development. Here in Australia, where I live, we also have a lot of developments with, for example, the Deep South neuromorphic supercomputer, which is set to execute operations on a scale comparable to the human brain, enhancing technological capabilities. Now, I think the combination of these are absolutely fascinating, and they will also reinforce each other. The more advanced AI becomes, it will help us find new ways for quantum computing, and once we have quantum computing, we will have new ways to do computation. We'll probably need new algorithms that are optimized for quantum computing, but once that works, they are reinforcing each other. And the impact on various sectors, potentially for drug discovery, finance, logistics, predictive modeling, simulations, etc., optimization, will be profound. So 2024, exciting year when it comes to quantum computing and AI, where they are converging, and I do believe that we will cross the 5,000 qubit barrier this year. Of course, all these advancements also have a downside, because technology is neutral, will be used for good and bad. Unfortunately, it will certainly be used for bad. We'll have a significant number of security threats in 2024, partially also due to generative AI. Now, for a couple of years, I've already been saying this, and the research states that in 2025, the world will see around $10 trillion in annual damages because of security breaches, which is quite problematic, so to say. And generative AI actually, makes these cyber attacks a lot more advanced. And we already can see that a lot more sophisticated ransomware, a lot more sophisticated zero-day exploits, AI-driven malware that learns from itself, really problematic developments that will have a big impact on society. The audio scams where people use voice cloning is becoming really, really big, unfortunately. And these are all things that we should be really, really careful of. Now, fortunately, there are startups working on this, like Darktrace, which they are leading in developing proactive security measures, but it still is problematic. And at the same time, the more advanced AI becomes, the more advanced quantum computing becomes, and we also have the risk of cracking our daily life encryption, which is really problematic when we have the traditional encryption methods which are being compromised by quantum computing advancement, or potentially even AI. We've all heard about the Q-star algorithm, the rumors from an OpenAI, which apparently the rumors are it can crack encryption, which even more highlights the need for agility in cybersecurity and the need for more advanced encryption to protect our companies. Because let's be honest, if standard encryption is being broken, we have a big problem, because yes, we have a quantum resistant encryption coming our way. Before the entire world has shifted to these encryption methods, we will be years, if not decades, away. So this is problematic. Unfortunately, 2024 security threats will increase, partially due to generative AI, which makes it a lot easier to attack others. Now, my seventh trend is focused on from the cloud to the edge. I've written in 2024 about edge AI because I think it's quite interesting to see where this is heading, and this is very much linked to also the first and the second trend, humanoids, as well as intelligence applications, because they require edge AI. I believe Elon Musk has even said that the Optimus cannot work on a centralized system, because once that is hacked, and as I always say, every organization will be hacked, and if you're not hacked, you're simply not important enough. If that will be hacked, you can control all the robots, which is we don't want to end up in a science fiction movie going wrong. But edge AI is really important. Again, large language models on device will play a big role here, because it allows us to create a more private, more secure, more efficient AI on devices, which will drive more instant responsiveness needs, efficient bandwidth usage, enhanced privacy and security, real-time decision capabilities, all kinds of requirements that are necessary the more advanced these technologies are becoming. Now, especially for healthcare, I think this is really interesting, because the potential to improve, for example, patient monitoring while ensuring data privacy is really crucial. And startups like Sci5, they are creating customizable processors for distributed architecture, which is really, really important to ensure that we have this speed, that we have this resilience, that we have these security benefits, which is required for real-time manufacturing analytics, mobile AR, etc. So the fusion of edge AI, on-device computation, algorithms, and decentralized computing is absolutely a requirement if we want to create this society where we have intelligent applications that we can trust, and that cannot be easily breached, as is possible with today's devices. The eighth trend of my top 10 technology trends for 2024 is synthetic biology, which will enter mainstream. And I actually foresee that groundbreaking developments in this field, which can probably be comparable to like a ChatGPT moment in synthetic biology. And this is partially due to again, the convergence of technologies, especially AI, with synthetic biology, which will result in significant advancements. Advancements in like DNA manipulations, accelerating the progress in DNA engineering. I've written about earlier this year about organoids, where we can create mini brains that can run computations, and I think this is truly fascinating to see. I'm super excited about the advancements in synthetic biology, and there are a lot of companies working on this, which will allow us to become better, more accurate, more efficient in, for example, DNA editing, for example, drug discovery, for example, creating new industrial organisms. But of course, again, with any technology, there is the need for responsive innovation, responsible innovation. There's a need for ethical frameworks to guide the application of synthetic biology. But yeah, if we do this correctly, the transformative effects across sectors, medicine, agriculture, food, will be really, really big. So in 2024, we'll see advancements in synthetic biology likely to, initiate debates around about the ethical boundaries and society implications. But new developments, new innovations will, as I said, create sort of a ChatGPT moment for synthetic biology in 2024. Well, my ninth trend is something that I'm also deeply worried about, which is the military embracing autonomous weapons. Just a couple of days ago, OpenAI silently removed their own self-imposed restriction of dealing with the military, which means it becomes now available and for the military. And I think no company can resist the profits of warfare, which unfortunately is quite problematic. And in 2024, we'll see the rise of military AI due to emerging technologies in military context, driven by the various global conflicts that we have. Which the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine, in Israel and Gaza, other areas in the world that are happening. We see that these battlefields are used as testing grounds for new technologies, a lot of countries are working on making their weapons more and more advanced, and obviously there's if one country does it, then the other country has to do it as well. So there's a lot of advancements happening in developing autonomous weapons. Russia and China are working on it, so the USA is working on it as well. And this is, I think, really, really problematic because yes, the increased use of drones, increased use of robotic vehicles and autonomous systems can be beneficial at the battlefield, but comes with significant ethical as well as strategic challenges, but will also have significant geopolitical implications. So digital warfare is, unfortunately, the only way forward, but is not necessarily the right way forward, I would say. And the ethical concerns and even the existential concerns are really, really big because, the alarms about the deployment of AI-enabled weapons and their impact on human survival, I don't think we have thought through these enough, and there are a lot of I think it's highly problematic that we are moving so fast towards autonomous weapons. Finally, I think in 2024 we have entered the second half of the chessboard. So the second half of the chessboard is really focused on the doubling in a chessboard on every next square that you go. The moment you transition from the first half to the second half, you have really entered exponential speed. And I've been saying this for probably over a decade that we now live in exponential times due to the convergence of these technologies. The convergence of AI with quantum computing, with brain-computer interfaces, biotechnology, quantum computing, etc. The impact of the convergence is significant, and they are all reinforcing themselves. And startups like Neuralink, which are really pushing the boundaries in areas such as brain-machine interface, will have a big impact on this. And the convergence of these technologies are really reshaping industries. Computing, power, data analytics, connectivity, and they are really driving transformative changes across sectors. The challenge only is that we humans, we are not able to think exponentially. At least not most of us are not. We are linear thinkers, and we have never had to think exponentially. But nowadays we have to. But thinking exponentially is really, really difficult, simply because our brains are not geared towards that. So yes, exciting developments are happening, and the landscape is completely changing, and innovators are playing a crucial role in driving human progress forward, especially in this digital age. But there are also significant challenges and opportunities. We need continuous learning and adoption in this, and understanding in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Because if we don't learn, if you don't understand, if you don't stay up to date of what's happening, of how AI, blockchain, 5G, the Metaverse, quantum computing, synthetic biology, brain-computer interface, if you don't understand how these are changing as a society, as an organization, or as an individual, you will stay behind. You snooze, you lose, is I think really the case here. So 2024, we've entered the second half of the chessboard, and we are now moving forward at an exponential pace. So here are my 10 trends, 10 key trends that are shaping 2024. And we are transitioning from science fiction to science reality, marked by the groundbreaking innovations that I just shared. From humanoids and large language model integration, which are really blurring the line between humans and machines, leading to potential emergence of a new species and enhanced human-robot integration. The evolution of the enterprise metaverse, changing how we collaborate and process information within the augmented workforce, as well as edge AI. The convergence of quantum computing and AI, where promising unprecedented computational capabilities and advancement, but also serious risks, especially risks in security, data security, but also challenges in synthetic biology. And we have to navigate the evolving threats and ethical concerns in military AI applications. So I think there's an urgent need for businesses to stay up to date and to integrate new technologies for their competitiveness. And that's also one of the reasons why I've recently launched the Digital Speaker app, where you can have real-time insights, recommendations, and actually on-demand conversations with my digital twin via text, audio, video in 28 languages. And it offers a unique approach to staying informed in a rapidly evolving tech landscape. Now, if you sign up today using the code that I will share in the link below, you will receive a first month free to use my application and to have an interaction with my digital twin. So I hope that for 2024 will be an exciting year with significant developments that we're seeing. I also hope that we are doing it in a responsible way and that we are creating technologies, creating innovations that are benefiting society as a whole and not just a select few. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed these 10 trends for 2024.